Here's what's crazy. This is crazy. If you asked 100 people in this casino, do you have goals? How many you suppose would say yes? Out of 100. You say 5? Anybody else? Because 20. Because a goal can be something as simple as, what am I looking forward to, right? I'm looking forward to going on vacation. That's what most people say. You're right, 20. It's 20%. So now when you take that 20%, ask those 20%, how many of you have a written goal and you have it on your person right now? Out of those 20, how many say yes? 4. So it's 20% of the 20% have written goals. You now join the 4%. Now what to do with those? That single goal. Because all I'm asking you to is focus on the number one goal at a time. Earl Nightingale said it in 1954, it's the strangest secret in the world. We become what we think about. In fact, he recorded it on a record, and it was the first gold record that was a non-musical records of these things that we had back in the day. Yeah. Just spin them. Yeah. So now you have it written down. Now what are your reasons why? Reasons will pull you to the future. She was a waitress in a donut shop making $400 a month. And she came across this idea of writing one goal down and saying it out loud 25 times or 50 times a day. So she decided, I got nothing to lose, I got to make more money than 400. So she set a goal to earn $800 a month in tips at a little bakery in Wheaton, Illinois. So 25 times on the way in and 25 times on the way home, on a little 3x5 card, it said, I enjoy earning $800 a month. And at the end of the 30 days, she earned $795 in tips. And she went, wow, this is amazing. I wonder what would happen if I changed it to $1,600. So she made that a new goal. 50 times a day, 25 on the way in, 25 on the way home. At the end of 2 months, that second month, she earned $1,590. And by then, see, 3 months had gone by and there was a transformation that occurred, and her best friend noticed the changes and said, you need to seriously consider coming to work at Merrill Lynch in downtown Chicago. She said, you really think they'd hire me? She said, I do. So she set that as the goal. 6 months later, saying it 50 times a day, she got hired. After she went through their sales training, she set a new goal, $10,000 a month. It took her a year. At the end of the year, she had her first $10,000 month. She was a waitress in a donut shop. Now, if I tell you her name, you know who she is because she's worth $32 million. She's written 9 best-selling books. She won an Emmy on MSNBC. And if I tell you her first name, you know who she is. Suze. Huh. I don't think that would work here in Washington, but it's great back in Illinois. Or would it? Is that evil? But see, here's why it worked for her. She was an auditory. Some of you are visuals. You need to get a picture. When I decided I wanted to start doing work in Australia, guess what I did? I got a big bulletin board. And in big bold letters, I wrote, doing seminars in Australia is fun and easy for me. And then I got a picture of a boomerang in the Sydney Opera House and a map of Australia and a little koala bear. And I looked at that bulletin board every day for a year. I don't know anyone in Australia. I wasn't networking. I wasn't doing anything in particular, just looking at that goal. And then one day I got a phone call. And a friend of mine said, you want to go to Australia? I said, who is this? And he said, dude, I'd taken him to Istanbul. See, he was returning the favor. You don't have to know how you're going to get this goal. You don't. You just need to know what you want and why.